Yes, good day, class. We are meeting again today in Economic and Management Sciences. Actually, we are meeting on term 4 work, paper 2. Please note that this is a general education certificate. And for your own information, uh, note that we are actually having a session on exam revision scope, which can be a replica or a reflection of our paper that is going to come in the final exams that we are writing end of the year. So without wasting any time, we just want to go straight to our question paper. And in any case, I am sure that you remember when you go to exams, you always need to read the instructions. Instructions are very important. You read the instructions, the main instruction, and also instructions per section or per question. That is very important for you not to lose marks. So you answer all questions. You actually use the provided answer booklets. You also use non-programmable calculator. So section A, it reads that Dr. Dr. Koo opened his own dentist surgery. After years of hard work, his surgery became a profitable and successful business. What is provided by Koo in the above scenario? So what we are saying is that he opened his own dentist surgery after years of hard work. After years of hard work, his surgery became profitable and successful business. What is provided by Dr. Koo in the above scenario? So what you need to understand is that Mr. Dr. Koo is providing, uh, is actually opening a surgery, which is basically you need to understand that in business classification, that is referred to as a what? As a service. A service is non a service is actually provisioned that it is consumed at the point of sale. So if you can see a surgery, it is a service whereby the patient will be receiving service at the point of contact. So it is not a product because we cannot package it, we cannot touch it. That is not capital. Capital is money that we need in business or we need to start a business. That is not goods because this is non-tangible. So a service is actually what Dr. Koo is providing in this scenario. He provided a service. So we are saying our answer is what is A. He provided a service, which is A. And then next question, which of the following is important when designing a business logo? A business logo is what we use as also, it is also called and it is also defined as the emblem of the business. It is the one that is used to identify the name of the business. It identifies, it distinguishes a business from others. It is a symbol that is used in communication of the business. So what we need to understand is that what is important when designing a business logo. A business logo, latest fashion trends, is not about latest fashion trends. Latest fashion trends, we are saying a business logo, businesses are not the same. So we are not looking on latest trends, but we follow the type of the business. Owner's favorite color, that is not exactly what we follow. A logo is designed based on the target market. The target market must be in the mindset or must be defining the type of business logo or emblem that the business is going to use. We don't consider cost of printing anyway. Cost of printing does not measure or does not make any main contribution. But the target market, whom we are saying these are the customers, we are saying it is also the clients, the way they can view the business. It sets the reputation of the business on top of the rest. A business logo, it is actually used by in the corporate world in order for it to communicate the business, it is actually supposed to communicate to the customers. It must communicate to the clients, which we are saying that that is the target market who are decide or who are supposed to be put into consideration when deciding or designing a business logo. And then John is a manager at a glass manufacturing company. He ensures that the production process in a factory is running efficiently. Which of the following is a primary role of John? He is a manager. We are saying he is a manager in a glass manufacturing company. He ensures that production process in the factory is running efficiently. He is ensuring that the business production processes is running efficiently. Which of the following is a primary role of John? So we are saying, what is the primary role of John? He is completing routine administrative functions. Uh, Not exactly. We are saying he is there ensuring production, monitoring the company's social presence, not social presence, but we are talking about the business as a whole, developing marketing strategies. He is not doing marketing, he's running the business as a whole. He is actually overseeing and leading teams. So in terms of production to take place, the manager is actually overseeing, he is actually controlling, he is actually leading the teams. So John is actually there to actually control, to run, to influence the teams in order to ensure that production processes in the factory are running as expected. And then next question, 1.4. Which of the following best describes the fixed cost in the business? Fixed cost, these are costs which do not change and they are not affected by level of cooperation, level of operation of the business. So what is happening is that no matter how much is produced, it does not change fixed cost. Fixed cost, they are incurred irrespective of whether the business has been in operation or has been closed. So they are inevitable costs. They are costs which are always incurred by a business irrespective of the capacity of production. So which of the following best describes the fixed cost in a business? So fixed cost, they do not vary with the level of production, which we are saying that they do not vary with the level of production. Fixed cost do not vary with the level of production, which you can see that the answer is what is B. The answer is B. Uh, Costs that are directly related to the cost of goods, costs that are incurred if a certain production level is achieved. We say that those are called variable costs. They are called variable costs. And then Zoe owns a clothing store, garment, clothing that sells a range of products from t-shirts to jackets. During the month of June 2023, Garment Clothing paid the following expenses. They paid the following expenses, which we are saying they are operational expenses: rent for 1,500, electricity for 510, and wages is 1,200, and also insurance, which is 250 rand. And then which of the following is a variable cost for garment clothing? We are saying the cost that changes or which is affected by the level of production in terms of garment. So what happens is that rent, wages, and insurance, we are saying they are not variable, but we use machines in what? In garment, in textile industry. We use electricity. The machines must run. In terms of uh, machines operations, it is very important that the machines are connected, the machines are running through electricity. So electricity changes or it is consumed according to the level of production, or it goes according to how much it has been used. So in this garment clothing company, his variable cost is electricity. Remember, these wages people still have to be paid. Of course, maybe sometimes we can talk about either to say overtime and so forth in terms of wages, but insurance and wages and rent are not directly variable cost in government business. Ras, a grade 9 learner, wants to buy goods to the value of 1,070 with an aim of selling them for 1,520 yet in a school talent show. What is the cost of goods to be sold by Ras? What is the cost of goods to be sold? We are saying he wants to buy goods for the value of 1,070 with aim of selling them. So he is trying to start a business. So, and then we are saying he wants to buy those goods at what? 1,070 to sell them at 1,520. And then in a school talent show, what is the cost of goods to be sold? So the cost of goods, we are looking at the amount of money that he is going to pay in order for him to get the goods. So it is actually stated that Ras is going to use 1,070, which is given that is the cost, because that is how much he's going to incur or is going to spend in order for him to get these goods. Otherwise, you would find sometimes again they want you to calculate the profit. If ever we are saying, e.g., if they are going to ask you for profit, profit is goes to selling price minus what? Minus buying price. We are going to say selling price minus buying price, which is going to give you what? The profit. So in this case, we are asked the what? The cost. The cost is what? Is this one. So if it was asked the profit, you're going to say 1,520 minus 1,070, and then you can get your answer that you can get. Therefore, that will be what? That will be the profit if ever it was asked. But in this regard, we are not asked the profit. We are asked the cost, which is stated already there. There is no reason for us to worry anything much. But I'm saying for future and to be ready. Kathleen, a retailer, purchased a school bag for 320. She bought a bag for 320. She wants to make a profit of 100 rand when sold. How much will be the selling price of this bag? So the selling price of the bag, obviously, we are saying is going to say, in order to say that we get the selling price is equals to the buying price is equals to buying price plus expected profit plus profit that is going to make, so that we can get the what? The buying price. So in this case, our buying price is 320. That is 320 rand plus the profit that is intending to make. So therefore, we are going to get 420 as the selling price. 420 rand is going to sell the bag at 420 rand, which is gonna give you the answer what? The answer C. Which is gonna give you the answer C. That is the profit. I mean the buying. I mean the selling price. The selling price that she's expecting to sell the bag in order for the profit to be made of 100 rand. And then Zex is located in an urban area where most of customers work for government. Zex Furniture wants to increase its sales by 10%. They want to increase their sales by 10%. Which of the following strategies should Zex Furniture use to increase their sales? So we want to say that they are actually intending to have more sales. So in order for them to have more sales, what should they do? Renting out a portion to a competitor. This can also be a detriment because they are increasing competition, providing charged after sales service. It cannot also be because when customers, you charge them after sales, you are saying when they buy certain, they can be appliances, you charge them for otherwise for installation or connection, which can also make customers to run away. Partnering with local factories, it is also not going to increase because it is also widening the gap, causing competition. Advertising on local television, it can be the best answer. In order to increase sales, they have to advertise. Advertisement or advertising can be a good way of making profit. It can actually enable a business to increase its sales. You are a grade 9 entrepreneur who has just come up with a brilliant idea for a new business. You are an entrepreneur with a brilliant idea for a new business. What would be the most appropriate way to secure a startup capital for your business? We are saying to secure the money to start start the business. What can be the best what can be the most appropriate way to get that money. So we are saying that one, taking a personal loan from a bank, taking a personal loan from a bank, it can also be expensive because that you need to have we are saying that will be causing you to incur more expenses for you to pay back the loan. So we are saying more secure way to start a business using your own personal savings money, using your own personal savings money. We can put it on hold using your tuition fees. Tuition fees, obviously, it can't because you would need to go to school. Borrowing from micro lenders, this can also be an expense. So therefore, we are saying the best answer is what is going to be B. B is the right answer. Using your personal savings. When you have got something to do, you need to save money, and then when amount accumulates to a certain that capital it accumulates to a certain money amount, you can be able to start the business. That can be the best way with less problems and risks of what of losing the businesses to every other reason that are capital related. So Koi Ki is a passionate cook who has decided to start her own business as a sole trader. Which of the following is a disadvantage for Koi Cook's business? So we are looking for a disadvantage of a sole trader. Sole trader's disadvantage. What can be the disadvantage of the sole trader? So A, responsible is responsible for decision making. This cannot be a disadvantage if you make decisions. It means you are able to do the business. You are able to do what you want in your business. Unlimited liability. We are saying unlimited liability as a sole trader. It means his business is self-reliable up to his personal wealth. So unlimited liability, I'm sure, as you remember from the channel when we talked about forms of business ownership, sole traders suffers the disadvantage of unlimited liability. Uh, Unlimited liability is whereby business uh, owner, the sole trader, he can lose his own personal wealth, his own personal property, his own personal assets can also be attached to the failure of the business. The business is not separated, is not a legal entity if if it is run as a sole trader because it is not separated from the owner. The owner and the business are co-jointly run, so therefore the business suffers the disadvantage of unlimited liability, which which can actually affect his personal assets. And then Poppy and Spinach are experienced software developers who are considering starting a business where they will be jointly liable for the debts of the business. They will be jointly liable. Which form of ownership is the most appropriate for Poppy and Spinach? Uh, we are saying they will be jointly liable. So it means both of them will be liable for the debts of the business. They want to start a business, but they will be jointly liable. They will be jointly liable to the debts of the business. So you can see that is found in a partnership. A partnership is whereby two people come into business, we are saying a number of people they get into business and they are actually liable for the expenses of the business. And then what is a business plan? What is a business plan? A business plan, a business plan, a detailed outline of the daily tasks required to operate business. Uh, we are saying daily outline required to operate a business. We are not, it's not daily outline. It is detailed document that outline the financial goals of the business. It's not actually about financial goals alone. It looks into many other areas. Document that outline the objectives and strategies for a business. The objectives and strategies, the objectives and strategies for the business are what are outlined in a business plan. Document that summarize the revenue and the expenses of a business. We are talking about that, not a business plan, but we can talk about it as what is a cash flow document. So what we are saying, cash flow statement. So what we are saying is that a business plan is a document that outlines the objectives and strategies of a business, what the business intends to do, and how can it achieve that, as well as it can also outlines the the possible risks and as well as financial and capital investment required in that business. So in the best answers given there is what amongst the answers is what is C. Katie, a grade 9 learner, is participating in a school entrepreneurs day project and is tasked to sell handmade jewelry. Which age group should Kate target during the entrepreneurs day? Selling, we are saying is selling, tasked to sell handmade jewelry. Handmade jewelry. So which age group can she target? Which age group can she target? This can be, we are saying she can target those schoolmates, also the school, the age group of those who are still from we can say these are post school. You cannot be able to sell to them because we are saying on an entrepreneurs day we cannot also sell to 7 to 12 years. They are less or they are younger than the grade that they should be, and we are saying she should otherwise target people who can be in grade 9, 13 to 19 years. 13 to 19 years, we can say that those are the people whom she can target. Bruce established a sport car dealership and wants to ensure that his products match the standard of his target market. He established a sport car dealership and want to ensure that his product match the standard his product match the standard of his target market. Which income group should Bruce target? For a sport car, obviously a sport car is designed for people with money. People with money are the ones who can do luxury. So it is the high income, it is the high income, it is the high income people, is the high income class which you should target, because these are the people who can afford luxury, who can afford extras. So sport cars are not are not compulsory. They are not like any other cars that can be bought for family use, but they are bought for entertainment, which is actually for high income people. The manager of Zenex Sportswear would like to know if they can continue with a new line of ladies swimwear that was introduced 3 months ago. Which of the following duties should the manager consider? If they want to know if they can continue. They want to know if they can continue with a new line of ladies swimwear that was introduced 3 months ago, and which of the following duties the manager should consider in order for them to continue. In order for them to continue, they should. We are saying one is the manager of Zenex Sportswear to know if they can continue with the new line of ladies swimwear that was introduced 3 months ago. So it is just recently introduced. Which of the following duties should the manager keep? Should consider. We can talk about in terms of this record keeping can be the best option, which can enable the manager to understand the trends in what in the trends in terms of the consumer buying behavior. The trends in consumer buying behavior defines whether to continue or what. So record keeping in order to identify consumer buying behavior, that is whether it is positive or negative. That is either is positive or is what is negative or is negative. So that can only be found through what? Through record keeping. So the correct answer is A, record keeping. Cell B uses titanium purchased from Richards Bay Mineral Resources, the local supplier, to produce mobile handsets. The newspaper article reports that there is a looming strike at Richards Bay. There is a coming up strike. Strike is coming on Richards Bay Mineral Resources next month. What should Cell B do to ensure that the production of mobile handsets is not disturbed? So in order to ensure that there is no disturbance on in order to ensure that there is no disturbance on these products, what should they do? One, we are saying to ensure that the production of mobile handsets is not disturbed, produce more handsets. We are saying they should produce more handsets, but we are saying the production in order not to be disturbed, keep sufficient stock of the titanium. So that is to say that we are saying uses titanium produced. They use titanium purchased from Richards Bay, but there is a looming strike at Richards Bay. So in order for them to keep producing, they need to have enough stock of the what of the raw material. The raw material must be in good stock. So therefore, they must keep sufficient stock of the what of the resource. Which of the following will represent good customer service? Which of the following will represent good customer service? Good customer service by daily calling owing customers. Good customer service, daily calling. It can also end up freaking and annoying the customers, because otherwise when you call, arrangements and agreements are made not on a daily basis. Organizing marketing campaigns, customer service, marketing campaigns. We cannot say that it can be the best in terms of customer service. It is actually for the sake of the business itself. Quickly attending customers' queries. Attending customers' queries as quick as possible can be the best way of good customer service. So our answer, which can best describe or match the question above, is what? Attending customers as quickly as possible. It can make customers to be happy. It can ensure that customers remains motivated to continue business with the what with that company. Blue Crane has been in operation since 2022, and the new chief finance officer has been employed. How would the chief financial officer of Blue Crane know the sales figures for the past 6 months in order for the new financial the chief finance officer to know the sales figures for the past 6 months? What should he do? What should he do in order for him to know the financial sales of the past 6 months, hiring a new sales clerk. That is also a new person in the company, reviewing stock purchases. What we want to understand is we were saying for him to know the sales figures for the past 6 months, the sales figures for the past 6 months, checking financial, uh, we are saying checking the financial records, checking the financial records, contacting staff audit. Staff audit cannot help in knowing sales figures. Sales figures cannot be cannot be understood through conducting staff audit. Staff audit is for HR. So we are saying he needs to know the sales figures for the past 6 months. He has to do financial records. Checking financial records can uh, identify what has been sold and so forth. Checking financial records can help him as the chief finance officer. We are saying he can be able to understand through the chief finance officer can be able to understand the sales figures for the past 6 months through checking financial records, which can actually identify how the sales has been going. The management of Imvumb a public company is concerned about the low production levels, yet staff remuneration remains constant. Staff remuneration, that is staff payment, it does not change. Staff payment remains the same. It remains constant, means to say that it remains the same. How would the management find the cause of low production levels? Low production levels are concerned about low production levels, yet staff remuneration remains the same. So staff remuneration payment is not changing. So how could the management find the cause of such low production levels? So for them to know that, we are saying that investing staff leave, investigating staff leave by changing production methods, it cannot actually suffice in terms of the reasons for this increasing working hours. Increasing working hours does not affect or does not relate to staff morale. Staff morale is just low, and then decreasing working hours cannot find or cannot cause them to know the reasons for low production levels. So they need to know the uh, staff leave. Staff leave must be investigated. So therefore they can be able to understand this. Gene rewards its employees annually for good service by giving them identical blankets. They give them the same identical. They give them similar. They give them similar blankets. They placed an order of identical blankets to Aranda Textile. What production method will be used by Aranda Textile to make these blankets? So what we are saying is that they need to give blankets to their employees. So what production method can be used by the Aranda Textile to make the blankets? We are saying they do annually. It is annually, means to say it is yearly. It is yearly. So what we're saying is that job production, not really job production, mass production cannot do, because we are saying it is annually. So therefore it's a specific time. So we can talk about batch production, which is according to the batch which is needed or which is wanted by the Gene Kanban. They actually want them, so they produce according to the batch, which should be the batch for this company, which wants similar blankets must be the same. And then one of the responsibilities of the chief executive officer of Amanzi suppliers is to ensure that company's resources such as financial, human, physical are not wasted. Which of the following management tasks is known above? Avoiding wastage of organizational resources. We are talking about finance, human, and physical. So which one avoids wastage of what? Of organizational resources. It has to do with what? With organizing, ensuring what works where and how. So we are saying organizing can be the best way, or it's actually responsible for avoidance of wastage. Uh, they are based on this advert here. Musinga Fresh Produce Market. It's a fresh produce market. So which of the following 4 Ps, which of the following 4 Ps of the marketing mix is missing in the above advert? The following 4 Ps, that is, we are saying price, production, price, product, and place. So what we are saying is that which of the following 4 Ps of the marketing mix is missing in the above advert? When you look at this, what we need to understand is that what is missing in this case, what is missing in this case, we are saying that there is the product. We can see that the place is Musinga Fresh Market Produce. We have got the promotion is not actually, we are saying it is the price that is not shown. We don't know the price. Marketing mix, the price is not indicated. So we are saying price is not there. What type of products are in the advert above? This advert above that we are seeing here, it is actually given that if we look at it, it's given that based on the what? Musinga Fresh Produce Market, it is fresh produce market, it is fresh produce. So what type of produce, what type of products are in the advert above? The type of product which is in the which type of products that are in the advert, we are saying fresh. We can see that these are fresh. We have got fresh vegetables, as you can see. We have got we are seeing these are fresh vegetables. So we can see that it is fresh vegetables that we can see there. And then drought is the biggest risk in the farming industry, which is what is drought? Having little or no rainfall is what you call drought. Having little or insufficient or no rainfall. What can be done to reduce the risk of drought? So in order to reduce effect of problems that are arising from lack of rainfall, what must be done? We actually do with what? Irrigation. We supplementing water. This is supplementing water to what? To crops. We water the plants in during the days or times of no rainfall. An international company attracts customers from all over the world. It is important that customer information could be retrieved for future use. It can be retrieved for future use. Which filing method can be used by the company to store large amounts of data that can be easily and quickly retrieved in order for filing to be, data to be stored, for it to be easily and quickly retrieved? What is the best filing system that can be used? It can be large and easily. We are saying large amount of data. So we can talk about the best one, which according to this is what? Electronic filing, which we can do, like to say, we can enter through the system and search and retrieve that. Alphabetic, actually, it is also tiring and it has got a lot of work. We cannot talk about chronologically filing. It is just orderly filing. So we are saying electronic is the best, which we can do, like to say that databases can be created which can enable information to be searched and be accessed as quick as possible in large quantities. Elect and Sons is the growing business specializing in electronic appliances. It has identified a new supplier that will keep its business competitive. So they can have a new supplier to keep business competitive. What will Elect and Sons consider when choosing a suitable supplier? When choosing a suitable supplier, what can they consider? What can they consider? Suppliers are based on what we can say price, which is how much does he want, quality is in terms of the quality of products that he's offering, quantity is to say how much or how big volumes of the goods that he's gonna supply. Delivery time is also very important. The delivery time affects the business. It actually ensures business does not run out of stock. So as we can see, we are saying the best suitable supplier is based on price, quantity, quality, and delivery time, which we can say that A can do. DD Toms designed the advertisement for his business, aiming at increasing sales by 10%. The advert was aired on TV for several times, meaning to say was posted or was presented. The cell phone looked slim with advanced features on advert. However, after a month, sales increased by 2% only. It only increased by 2% instead of 10%. So what is happening is that what is the IDA principle? Which of the IDA principle was not successfully achieved by the advert? So when we look at the concept of advertising, we are saying what is the principle that was not attained, which was not addressed which was not achieved by the IDA formula. You remember that when we are doing adverts, we need to understand the formula that customers must be convinced in a professional and orderly manner, and in terms of the advert, it must make or meet the IDA formula. So, which of them can cause customers not to say that out of 10% that was expected, what therefore can be the problem that might have caused that to reach only 2%. So 2% is caused because we can see that there is no action. Action was not met. Action was not met because customers did not do what they actually expected of them. Which of the following is publicity? Which of the following is publicity? Publicity we are talking about. Which of the following can best make or reach out to people? So introducing the employee to the business and its culture, we are saying publicity, reaching out to people, introducing the employee to the business and its culture, awareness for the product, service, and organization. In terms of the publicity, what is the best awareness for the product, service, and organization, planning corporate and social responsibility, evaluating people's opinion by means of market research. So which of the following is publicity? It is awareness for the product, service, and organization. We are saying making people aware. It can be about the product, about the service, and the organization. So that is what publicity. And then KK Holdings is situated at Mana Village near the four-way stop selling fast food. How will KK Holdings be known to the community? How can it be known to the community? How can it be known to the community? It's situated at Manama village near Four Ways Stop Selling Fast Food. How will KK Holdings be known to the community? How can it be known to the community? So for it to be known to the community, it must, one, we are saying advertising on door-to-door, not really, by advertising on television, promotions and flyers. So it is near the Four Ways Stop Selling Fast Food. So in order for it to be known to the community, it can actually advertising on billboard promotions and flyers, because we are saying that is where we have for traffic, where it can be transport, it can be pedestrians, vehicles, and so forth. Billboards, promotions, and flyers can be given to people because it is at a strategic point, which is a four-way stop selling fast food, where people are many there, people are converging there, so they can be able to actually see the billboard, can actually get the flyers that are being given out there. And then Govan Ishmael is one of the executive managers in a high-tech corporation. He finds out that the junior staff member provides poor customer service. He then decides to take the employee for training in customer service. Which function is Govan Ishmael responsible for? Is actually, we are saying, is one of the executive managers in a high-tech corporation. Find out that the junior staff provides poor customer service. Poor customer service is what is being identified by Govan. So now, what is it? Which function is he responsible for? If customers are given or if staff members provide poor customer service, so therefore, the man is responsible for what? What is responsibility is he for? Junior staff members provide poor customer service. He then decides to take the employee for training. The employees are trained for good customer service. So what is it that he is responsible for? What is that function that he is responsible for? Junior staff members provide poor customer service. He then decides to take the employee for training. What can be the function this guy is responsible for? So what we are saying is that the function of Ishman is actually human resources function. It is the one that identifies, or that is the one that is responsible for trainings, is the one who is responsible for employee training. Employee training, it is a function that is taken on by HR function, human resources. It ensures that the employees are providing or are working within the parameters and expectations of the organization. Which of the following reflects the quality and efficiency in the production function? It has to reflect quality and efficiency. Efficiency, like producing more with limited resources or with limited capacity. So which of the following reflect the quality, being able to produce goods that meet the service or that meet what is expected of them? So which of the following reflects quality and efficiency? Ability of goods, availability of goods and services at the right quantity and quality. We can say that we are saying availability of goods and services, right quantity and quality. We are saying it is for the right quantity and right quality, which actually reflects what? Efficiency in the production function. Goods must be there at the right quantity and at the right quality. So it can be Kate, a general manager of SC Wholesalers, is responsible for planning all the activities of the company. which of the following is related to the above statement? Is responsible for planning all the activities of the company. Which of the following is related to the above statements? Which of the following is related to the above statements? Ability to influence other to work towards achieving goals. It is determine the future position of the business. Check if performance is according to the set standards. Ensure that activities are put into action. So what we are saying is that the one that is best describing this is that is the general manager responsible for planning of all events, all activities. And then which of the following is related to the above statements? So his position or what is responsible is that determines the future position of the business, determining the future position of the business. Candy, the manager of Kito Enhle, an events management enterprise, is responsible for the allocation and distribution of resources. Allocation and distribution of resources. Which of the following roles is relevant to the above scenario? Which of the following roles is related to the above scenario? Allocation and the distribution of resources. It is actually ensure that all the requirements of the events are in place. Allocation and distribution of resources. It is actually relevant to ensuring that all the requirements of the events are in place. All the requirements of the events are in place. That is allocation and distribution of resources. Which one is an opportunity for a business? An opportunity for a business. An opportunity for a business, it has to do with decrease in the number of competitors. When competitors decrease, it becomes an opportunity for the business. It means the business can be able to flourish. Lack of experience, it's a weakness. Poor health of employees, these are all problems in their business. Increase in criminal activities. So we are saying decrease in the number of competitors, it's an opportunity. Based on the information below, PP supplier supermarket is the only supplier of my perfume operating in a highly profitable market but is lacking clear distribution channels. However, there are now new entrants into the market. Market is operating a highly profitable market business but is lacking clear distribution channels. And then what is the weakness identified in the above scenario? If you can see, we are saying that the above scenario, it actually shows that the business is lacking clear distribution channels. It is weakness, lacking clear distribution channels, which is stated in the essay that it is actually lacking clear distribution channel. Therefore, it's our weakness. Which one is classified as a strength of the PP supermarket? The PP supermarket, it actually, if you can see, it is given that the PP supermarket, what is its strength? It has only one supplier of the perfume, only a supplier of it's only this one supplier of the perfume. So it's a what? It's a strength. Is the only supplier of the perfume. And then Decano Guest Lodge did not do well since February due to continuing heavy rains. The target market has increased and the business is likely to expand due to new influx of people in the area. New people, we are saying influx, meaning to say they are coming. New people coming in the area. Now, Decano Guest does not have enough money to cater for the increase of the people, the increase in number of the people. Which one relates to a threat in the above scenario? According to this scenario, we are saying that which can relate to the threat. The threat is the incapacity of DGL to serve its customers. Hence, there can be a possibility of a new business targeting or taking over the market. So we have got to say that it can actually have new companies offering the same service. New companies can offer the same service. That can be a threat since that it is failing to cater for the increase in customers that are there. Latmore Stores employed HR manager 10 years ago. However, technology has advanced. The stores has to apply the latest technology in the business. How can the stores lessen the effect of identified weakness in order for the business to cope up with technology? What is it that they can do? What is it that they can do? So you can understand that HR manager employed 10 years ago, employing new young manager. We cannot say talk about employing new manager because technology is always changing. And then outdated technology, conduct skills development training programs. That is quite relevant to say that there is always skills development training programs that must be put in place in order for the company to remain relevant and the managers to remain competitive. So skills development training can actually assist. Customer of Roots Fast Foods are not happy about the disruption of load shedding. The load shedding is what is the best solution to the above threat? Load shedding, in order to avoid the problem of load shedding, what can be done to avoid power cuts? They can actually, what can be the best solution? Locate a business somewhere else, negotiate with electricity suppliers, invest in any renewable energy source, uh, invest in any renewable energy source, increase the price of delicious food. That cannot be. We are saying that in order for them to survive load shedding, we need to have greener or better sources of energy. So investment in any new renewable source of energy, which we can talk about solar, we can talk about solar energy as part of a source of energy that we can use instead of load shedding. We can talk about geothermal energy. We can talk about every other source of energy that can be available, that can be used instead of electricity. What does CCMA stands for? CCMA, it is actually Commission for Conciliation, Mediation, and Arbitration. That is, it's an organization that actually arbitrates. It actually stands in between the grievances of the employer and employee in order to resolve differences, in order to ensure that there is a fair working relationship without manipulating and exploitation of either. So what we are saying is that it stands for Commission for Conciliation, Mediation, and Arbitration. Mediation meaning to say standing between, conciliation meaning to say resolving the conflict between, and then commission meaning to say stand on. Understand? So it is A. What are the correct steps in disciplinary procedure? In disciplinary procedure, we are talking about when problems arise in workplace, how can differences or problems can be resolved in a workplace. Disciplinary procedure, it must have, uh, uh, people must get a written letter, there must be a meeting, there must be a disciplinary decision, and then there should be a right to appeal. So what we are saying is that written letter that notifies about the meeting, and then there is a disciplinary decision that is going to be taken during the meeting, and then the right to appeal against the decision, which can be the What are the correct processes in disciplinary hearing? Disciplinary hearing, what are the correct processes in disciplinary hearing? It's supposed to be saying there must be a charge that is levied, and then the invitation to invite the alleged person, meet with the person, and then disciplinary decision is taken. So it must be charge, invite, meet the person, disciplinary decision is therefore taken, which can be the right answer being that C. The manager of Zos Private Limited dismissed 12 employees for the same reasons. After 1 month, the manager reinstated only 1 employee. Which labor practice relates to the above scenario? 12 people were dismissed, but after 1 month, the manager managed to take back 1 of the employees. So which labor practice relates to this above, to this scenario? Which labor practice? It is unfair labor practice. Unfair labor practice because they were dismissed as 12 for the same reasons. They suffer the same problem, or they are alleged of the same problem, or they are found guilty of the same problem. But now, after a month, only 1 person was reinstated. So which labor practice that is available with regard to this? It is unfair labor practice. There is unfairness because why was this one taken back? What happens to businesses when workers are on go slow? What happens to businesses when workers are on go slow? When workers are on go slow, that means to say that they are producing or working less than what happens to businesses. Businesses, there will be more sales. There won't be sales because we are saying people are not willing to work. There will be more investors. That cannot be production increases. It can't increase because the people or personnel is not working. Production, it decreases. Therefore, production decreases. That can be the right answer. What is depicted from the picture? What is depicted from the picture above? We are seeing people marching in picture A, and then we are seeing people sitting like in parliament, or people are officials in picture B. So what is depicted from the picture above? What is depicted from the picture above? You can see that these people are just holding hands and holding sticks, which can show that these people are going for a fight. So picture A is unlawful. It's an unlawful striking. And picture B is, we are saying picture A is unlawful striking. Picture B, picture B is also an unlawful strike. We are seeing that the pictures, of course, they are in black and white, but as you can see, people are just moving and walking as they can. So what we are saying is that it's unlawful striking in picture B and also in the other picture. And then what are the consequences when workers embark on unlawful strike? When people go for unlawful strike, it means they are striking illegally. They is not officially approved. So what can be the problems that would arise there? When people goes, what are the effects of unlawful striking? So in that case, workers may not be subject to disciplinary hearing. They have to be subjected to that. Workers may lose their annual leave days, not actual to say they lose. Some workers may be retrenched after due process. Retrenchment can also be done anyway, but we are saying workers may be dismissed after due process. Retrenchment is usually done based on the performance or obsolescence or the functionality of departments. So when people go on an unlawful strike, they may be dismissed after a due process has been done. Dennis Dlamini works for a furniture company as a cleaner. While he's cleaning the windows, he fell and got injured. He was off sick for a month, which basic condition of employment will apply to Dennis. He was a cleaner and then he fell and got injured. Went for a 1 month. He was off sick for a month, which basic condition of employment will apply to him. The conditions of employment that can apply to him is that Dennis, you will have to actually, Dennis will get his pay. Dennis no work, no pay, no. Dennis will get more than his normal. Dennis will claim for the compensation fund. It is Dennis who get his pay. He will get he was on sick leave, so he deserves to be paid. How do trade unions promote employment? How do trade unions promote employment? Trade unions, how do they promote employment? By spending on skills development and training of workers, demanding pay increase, which limits new jobs, preventing job losses and ensuring minimum employment. Obviously, we are not now promoting employment, encouraging strikes at workplace, so they can actually spending on skills development and training workers. How do trade unions promote sustainable growth? We are talking about producing and we are saying taking into consideration future generations. So they can promote sustainable growth. Trade unions can promote sustainable growth, ensuring resources productively, to promote a healthy environment, increasing spending on skills development and training for workers, encourage members to use resources effectively at workplace. We can also, by enforcing business employees to be environmental accountable, sustainable growth, it can be achieved by encouraging members to use resources effectively at workplace, because we are able to use resources effectively without wasting. Therefore, companies can be able to grow and be able to encompass and enter into new dimensions that can enable them to be functional in the near future. What are the consequences when workers embark on unlawful striking? Where are we? Just hold on. So we are saying they actually encourage members to use resources effectively at workplace. Encourage members to use resources effectively at workplace can promote sustainable growth. A group of employees at KB manufacturing plant has been dissatisfied with their wages and working conditions for several months. They are dissatisfied despite attempts to negotiate with management. No agreement has been reached. They've been trying to negotiate, but no agreement has been reached. Frustrated and feeling undervalued. the workers decided to go on strike, what are the workers' disputes in this above scenario? When these people, they go on striking, we are saying what are the workers, what are the workers' disputes in this scenario? They actually, their problem was to dissatisfy with their wages. They were not happy with their wages and working conditions for several months. So it is the disputes were based on wages and working conditions. Wages and working conditions is the reason of their strike. Which of the following is the contribution of trade unions towards economic growth? Is the contribution of trade unions towards economic growth? Contribution of trade unions towards economic growth, it is encourage low productivity. It can be develop worker skills. I guess we can, if we just come from that, we say that they can actually promote by developing worker skills, develop workers' skills. It is a trade union towards contribution towards economic growth. Workers are more skilled and they become usable or useful in the near future. How does wage increase affect economic growth? Wage increase affect economic growth. How does wage increase affect economic growth? It when there is more spending, demand increases, and price of goods decreases. Price of goods decreases when demand increases. No, it doesn't decrease. That is where it is wrong. When there is less spending, demand increases. Less spending, demand increases. We cannot have less spending and increase in demand. When there is less spending, demand decreases and the price of goods decreases. When there is less spending, demand decreases and the price of goods decreases. When there is more spending, demand increases and the price of goods increases, because we want economic growth. So it should be increase in spending and demand increasing, and also price of goods increases. John Da Silva works at a blue chip company at IT as an IT manager. His work is characterized by programming operations call out to subsidiary companies. What kind of work environment is John working in? What kind of environment is he working in? Characterized by programming operations and call out subsidiaries. So what kind of work environment is it characterized of? It's a technical work environment. We are talking about characterized by programming operations and call out. We are saying, as we can see, these are technical work environment, or these are technical work environment activities. George is employed as a driver at the local supermarket. On the 23rd of May 2023, his wife fell ill. The wife fell sick. George took her to hospital. What type of leave did George take on the 3rd of this one? On the 3rd of him, we take a family responsibility leave, because it is the wife who was sick. He is employed as a driver, and on the 3rd, his wife fell ill and took her to hospital. So he took a family responsibility leave, which is to take care of the wife. Taking the wife to what? To hospital. It's not maternity, because she's not pregnant. It's not annual. You take this one at every year according to the number of days that the employee has worked. It's not a normal sick leave, because it's not him who is sick. Tutuko works at a furniture manufacturing company as a carpenter. He works with a number of electric and manual tools, such as jigsaw, drills, chisels, hammers. How can the company ensure the total safety in the workplace? Is working with those kind of harmful or disastrous tools. How can the company ensure his safety? The company must have a workplace safety forum, must ensure his safety in the workplace. Tuco must provide his own protective. The company is not forced to ensure. The company must have a workplace safety forum. The workplace safety forum, it works to ensure that the workplace is safe. They put in place all the necessary safety procedures that are needed at workplace. Timber has just been employed as a technician in a refrigeration company. He must sign an employment contract which includes terms of employment. What should be included in Timber's contract regarding collective bargaining? Collective bargaining, which we are saying that they allow the provision for participation in decision making. So what we are saying is what should be included in Timber's contract is in this regard. It must say collective bargaining, work relations. We are saying leave of absence, collective bargaining, salary negotiations. In terms of this contract, salary negotiations is allowed in collective bargaining. Months construction employs 40 workers, 10 workers demand 10% wage hike, while it's 15 demand 15% increase, 13 the check and housing allowance of 1,500 per month. The rest of the workers demand 12% across the board, and in addition of 15 workers demand one four months paid maternity leave. The employer on the other side offers 7.5% across the board. How should the above scenario be resolved? So there is a conflict in terms of increase and payment and fringe benefit issues here. So how can we resolve this? It can be resolved by employer must give all the employees 7.5%. It cannot be 7% because others, they want 10% wage hike, and also they also have others who want 15%, others 12%. So the 12%, the employer on the other side offers 7% is not inclusive in terms of that the employer must give each group of employees demand, and we cannot give according to each employee's demand. The employer must engage each group of employees, the employee must engage in collective bargaining. That is what we just decided or we mentioned above. They must discuss as a group. They must discuss together to reach a consensus. Which of the following working conditions can be negotiated in a collective bargaining? Collective bargaining, it can talk about, we say working hours, wages, and leave. These are conditions that are put in place in collective bargaining. These are put in place in collective bargaining as a team. Working hours, the payments, and leaves. And then why do we have a workplace forum? Workplace forum is actually put in place in terms of disagreements in workplace are quickly resolved. It allows solving of disagreements in workplace. It allows the resolution of conflicts at workplace. ZZ Enterprise employs 200 employees, 100 of them are unionized, whilst the rest are not. Unions are collectively called for workplace forum. How is the workplace forum formed? The formation of the workplace forum, it is supposed to be 200 workers applied to CCMA. Committee is elected by workers. So it is 200 workers. It must apply to CCMA. So it must be 200 workers applied to CCMA. Committee is elected by workers. That is the right answer. That is the collection, the procedure for a workplace forum formation. CCMA must be applied to, and the committee is therefore elected. What is the difference between trade unions and federations? trade unions and federation. It is actual trade unions join to form federations. Trade unions, they are the ones that join to form federations, which is what? Which is B. News flash. Fiscal Trade Union makes history by establishing the first workers' bank. The bank employed 50 workers in their first year of operation. They hope to open branches in 9 provinces in the next 5 years. What is the contribution towards economic growth in the above scenario? What is the contribution in the above scenario? Actually, creation of new job opportunities is what is being given, which is correct. There are creation of new job opportunities because it is establishing first workers bank, employed 50 workers in the first year. They hope to open branches in 9 provinces in the next 5 years, and then it contribute towards economic growth. So in that regard, we are saying that they are working towards creation of new job opportunities, which we are seeing that branches that are formed and the number of employment opportunities that are created. That is all in terms. Let's just quickly answer the part questions that we have now. The part questions that we have in terms of the long questions that are here. We want to quickly answer the long questions. So Jackie Atlaban has just arrived in a new residential area, discovered that the people in the area have no shops around from which they can buy bread. Each morning, he decided to start his own business, confectioners, to bake and sell various cakes and bread. You want to sell various cakes and bread. However, he does not have sufficient capital to buy equipment and baking ingredients. He has no experience in running a business, except that he started baking in a culinary school. So read the above passage and identify 2 weaknesses and 2 opportunities. So we are saying 2 weaknesses and 2 opportunities. 2 weaknesses and 2 opportunities that are from the scenario. As you can see, we are saying identify 2 weaknesses that can be there in this scenario. We are saying 1, it is lack of sufficient capital, which we are seeing that it does not have sufficient capital. It does not have sufficient capital. So 1, 2 weaknesses. Weaknesses 1, lack of sufficient capital. Lack of sufficient capital. What we can see is that Jack does not have enough money to buy equipment and baking ingredients. It does not have enough money to buy baking ingredients and equipment. And again, another weakness is lack of business experience. Lack of business experience. Jackie has no experience. He has no experience in running the business, except that he started it at his school. So those are the weaknesses. And then opportunities that are here. The opportunities, 1, no competition in the area, because we are seeing that he said there is no, he decided to start because he actually no shops around. There is no competition which people can buy. So we are saying the opportunities is that no competition in the area. No competition in the area. There is no competition in the area. Two, the other opportunity is lack of business. I mean, the other opportunity which we have is there is demand for fresh bread. People, they actually want fresh bread every morning. Can buy bread from each morning. We are saying fresh. There is demand for fresh bread. Demand for fresh bread. Demand for fresh. Demand for fresh bread is also another opportunity that is having in the area. People have no place to buy fresh bread every morning. And then Mante, as the CEO of the cellular company, is responsible for both controlling and organizing functions of the management in ensuring that the team is working towards meeting the company's goals. What are the differences between controlling and organizing? Give two differences of each. What are the differences between controlling and organizing? What are the differences between controlling and organizing? So one, controlling controlling it focuses controlling actually focuses on checking and correcting performances. It focuses on controlling. It focuses on uh, checking. It focuses on checking. It focuses on checking and correcting performances. Checking and correcting. So in other words, it is evaluation. There is evaluation in that case. There is evaluation. And then organizing, organizing, we need to understand that it focuses on arranging and coordinating. It actually focuses on arranging. It focuses on arranging and coordinating work and resources. Arranging and coordinating uh, work and resources. Coordinating work and resources. So arrangement, you arrange, you coordinate to ensure that the work expectations are met by allocating the required resources in place. And then the next question is saying, general manager of T Blazers is the one who determines what should be done in business. He also decides when and how things should be done. Orders are given to workers to achieve objectives in the business. This has created positive environment and the business is productive with high volume of sales. So the extract identify and explain two management tasks involved. The management tasks that are involved in this case, what management tasks are involved there? You can see that there is planning and leading. There is planning and leading as according to the underlinings that I put there. One, planning. Planning, what is happening is that the manager determines what should be done. The manager determines what should be done. It determines what should be done. That is planning. It determines what should be done. The manager determines what should be done and when, determines what should be done and when and how things should be done. What should be done, when, and how things should be done, and how things should be done, how things should be done. This actually, as you can see, it actually involves setting goals and deciding on actions to achieve them. So goals are set and actions to achieve them are put in place, and actions to achieve them are put in place. They are put in place. So another management function that we have is also, another management function that we have there is also leading. As you can see there, there is also leading, which we can also say that is directing. Directing, the manager gives orders to workers and motivates them to achieve business objectives. He gives orders to workers and motivate them to achieve business and motivate them. Motivation is encourage, motivate them. Motivate them to achieve business objectives. To achieve business. It motivates them to achieve business objectives. This actually by creating a positive work environment and improving productivity. By creating a safe work environment. Create a safe work environment and improving productivity. And improving productivity. That's what is happening in this case. So if we can see this paper 2 class, it is going to give you a comprehensive practice towards the final exam that you are going to write. It gives you a full hands-on on what is expected of you. So thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your time, and keep connected. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to turn on your notification button, and keep connected. Together we can do this. You are at the right place. Just keep connected. Your metric is going to be very simple and easy. No repeats, guaranteed distinctions. comprehensive understanding and future leaders are developed here. Let's do it together. Until we meet again, keep connected. Thank you very much.